Well, hello there and welcome. It's Christmas. Well, not quite, but it's kind of Christmas in July. We're getting ready for Christmas for real by recording a very special classic choir anthem this year. Getting in early because we're doing it with Gardening Australia. It's called Oh Christmas Tree, Yerrbill with Clarence. And it's going to be a lot of fun to rehearse and record. We're going to be doing that today, going through it, rehearsing it. I hope you've got the music in front of you and the lyrics either printed out or on a device in front of you. If not, you've got time to go to the ABC Classic website and sort that out. And maybe you want to have a drink to hand, you know. I'm talking water and tea, obviously, but it's up to you about what you drink. Just something to keep yourself lubricated throughout this rehearsal. Just want to introduce you to Megan Burslem from Classic Drive.
Hi Russell, how's it going?
Fine. You can see Megan talking to Clarence Slockey on the ABC Classic website. Did a little film the other day.
Oh, it was so much fun, yeah. Running through it, especially with Clarence teaching us this language, it was just extraordinary experience. So pumped to see this come together, the three of us. It's going to be great.
That's what's so wonderful about your classic choir anthem this year. It's in language. And Megan, how's your practicing going?
Yeah, it's I'm procrastinating a lot. I am the queen of procrastination, so there has been a lot of that happening. But I've got the melody line, so I think I've got the easy run here. It's a melody that I know very well. It's the new lyrics for me, which have been so extraordinary to learn. But yeah.
So you're going to be the high one.
No, I'm not the high one. I'm
You're
melody.
The middle one.
It is Ria who is the high.
Yeah, Ria Andriani. Thanks for joining us. Ria Andriani is from our digital team. You might have read Ria's fantastic articles about accessibility in music and things like that. Ria's really here because, Ria, you can actually sing.
Unlike you and I, Russell.
Yeah, you can sing in a choir.
Really looking forward to singing this with you both.
And Ria, I mean, I bigged you up as being the real singer here. No pressure.
Oh, God.
You'll be carrying both of us, Ria, that's for sure.
And look, I need to introduce myself. I'm Russell Torrance. I present Classic Breakfast on ABC Classic. I'm going to be having a go at doing the lower part. I'm also going to be bashing this out on the piano. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you enjoy this. That's what this is about. We're getting together to sing, to enjoy music. Whether you're an accomplished singer and you've been singing for years and you sing in a choir every week, or whether you're like me and a bit rusty, or whether maybe this is something that's completely new to you. I'm just really glad, we're all glad that you're here for this rehearsal and that you're taking part. The aim is for you to practice this and for you to film yourself and to submit it to the ABC Classic website. More about that later. Before we get into the rehearsal, let's hear from Clarence Slockey from Gardening Australia.
Jinguwala. G'day and Bunjalung. My name is Clarence Slockey and I'm a presenter on Gardening Australia. This year, I've been fortunate enough to be asked by ABC Classic to join in the Classic Choir project, bringing an old favourite, Oh Christmas Tree, into an Australian flavour using my language, Bunjalung, and some of our other First Nations languages, of which there are hundreds, but taking a little bit of a trip around Australia, looking at different seasons, different languages, different plants, and what's happening around Christmas time, right across Australia. So please join me to sing in Bunjalung, Yerrbill Bunjalung.
Thanks, Clarence. Clarence Slockey from Gardening Australia. Okay, we're going to get going in a second with this rehearsal, but as I mentioned a moment ago, it's a good idea to warm up your voice before you do a bit of singing. You don't want to be too croaky at the end. Ria, you're the one who can sing and sings in a choir. Just going to drop you in it. Have you got any warm-ups that we can do?
Yeah, sure thing. So let's start with some sirens. So let's do an NG at the end of sing. So let's
Sing.
do sing.
That's quite fun.
That's
My
very
nose is
high,
tickly.
Ria. Yeah. Warms up all of these areas, doesn't it?
Yeah, and if you can, just go through the range very slowly.
Can we hear you do it on your own, Ria, just for an example?
Okay. Sing.
My goodness, you're
Wow.
such an
My
incredible
best?
range.
I know.
You see? That's why.
If you don't make it that high, that's all right.
Let's just do it again together, okay? That's great. And just a reminder, you're meant to be doing this at home, okay? You're not just laughing at your screen at us doing this. This is for you to
This
warm
is not
up.
just for entertainment.
Ria, anything else we can do to warm up?
Let's do some singing. Russell, can I have an E, please?
An E?
Yeah, so let's do something on a va.
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 Okay.
But let's do it a bit quicker.
Okay.
All right.
And let's go up by a semitone.
If like
last
me,
one.
you're getting to the top of your usable range.
Yep, let's just do one more for the last one.
Okay. Lovely. Okay, we should be nice and warmed up now. I think we've got a way to go in the warm up. Megan, you get anything?
Look, I like to buzz my lips. I do like a good
When you're warming up.
really like loosen them up
You're just
and
trying to
get
make
them.
silly noises, don't you?
That's what I'm doing. But it's really important to warm your lips up as well.
Oh,
You know,
yes,
they do a lot of
absolutely.
work. So to do some buzzes like that's important.
Of course. Let's do it again. Okay? Legitimately making raspberries.
Get them as loose as possible.
If there's any bit of this video you want to make into a GIF, it's this one. Okay, get on it. You know what to do. Right, are we warmed up?
I think
Yes,
so.
very
Okay,
much so.
we're nicely warmed up. Let's get cracking. Megan, we're going to go through verse 1. Let's have a look at the words, shall we?
Yeah, absolutely. It's important to grab the pronunciation guide from the website. And Clarence Lockey has provided that pronunciation guide. This is his language. This is Bunjalung language and his dialect, which is Minyanbul Nundawal. And this is from northern New South Wales. And Clarence has talked us through this beautiful language and shared this with us. So grab the pronunciation guide. It's important to just sound out these words between us as well, because this is very new for all of us. This is a new language for us. And I've actually written out what Clarence has said and the way that he pronounces it on my music as well. So you can
Because she's
copy.
got a pencil.
Yeah, I've got a pencil. Actually, I put it
Yes.
in pen, which is a bit of a no-no.
Okay,
But
that's
grab a
all right.
pencil, whatever you've got available, a big texter if you need it, or a crayon if you've got kids.
That's what I would be using at home.
Or if you're reading it on an electronic braille device, you can also change the music with the appropriate letters.
absolutely.
Well, that's good to know as well. So
Yeah.
there we go. Generally, make a note of the pronunciation. So Megan, I think what we'll do now is we'll go through the first verse, just speaking it in rhythm, and if you can start us off
Yep.
with the first half, that'd be great.
So we're going to start with Yerrbill. So it's more of an sound. Yerrbill, Yerrbill. Minyanbul Nundawal. Yerrbill Bunjalung, Yerrbill Bunjalung. Minyanbul Nundawal.
Right.
Clarence Lockey has provided a beautiful translation of this. It's available on the website if you've got that in front of you.
Let's do the first half. Just speaking of that first verse.
Speaking it together.
Yeah, together.
All right. Yerrbill, Yerrbill, Minyanbul Nundawal. Yerrbill Bunjalung, Yerrbill Bunjalung. Minyanbul Nundawal.
Good.
Great.
Right.
Shall
Okay.
we sing
Shall we
it?
sing it?
I'm going to play the piano intro from the beginning so you can have a sip of that water. Sharpen your pencil. Okay.
Yerrbill, Yerrbill, Minyanbul Nundawal. Yerrbill Bunjalung, Yerrbill Bunjalung. Minyanbul Nundawal.
Good. How do we go?
Nice.
Yeah.
Right. So can we
That
look at the
feels
words for the
good.
second bit? Are we all ready to move on?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Second half.
Yeah, second half.
So we have Bijang Wajang, Nanang Banam. And then this next word is Garul.
Garul.
So it's almost, it has a K and a G, and it's almost as if you
Garul.
combine these
Garul.
two.
Garul.
Garul Bulgalwina. And then we've got Jangali Jala Jala Ban Ba Wei Wani.
Right. Can you just speak them all again?
Yes.
'Cause my mind's
Yes.
going, woo.
All right. Bijang Wajang Nanang Banam Garul Bulgalwina Jangali Jala Jala Ban Ba Wei Wani.
Okay. Let's speak it all together.
All right. Bijang Wajang Nanang Banam Garul Bulgalwina Jangali Jala Jala Ban Ba Wei Wani.
All good?
Yep.
Looking at you at home, all good? Okay. Right. So let's have a go at singing just the second half. So what I'm going to do is give you a couple of bars before we get into the second half, okay?
Bijang Wajang Nanang Banam Garul Bulgalwina Jangali Jala Jala Ban Ba Wei Wani.
Lovely. Once again?
Okay.
Once again? Yeah? Here we
Yep. Bijang Wajang Nanang Banam Garul Bulgalwina Jangali Jala Jala Ban Ba Wei Wani.
Lovely. Lovely.
Shall we put it together? First half and
Oh
second
my
half.
goodness, the pressure. Okay, let's try
Okay.
that.
We do revisit this later on in the song, so it's almost like practicing two sections at once.
At once.
Okay, so let's give this a crack. I hope you're feeling good. We're going to go from the beginning in terms of the piano part again.
And we're all going to sing it together. So every part, we all sing the same line. So we'll look at the words and their meaning and the pronunciation, and we'll give it a crack, shall we?
Okay, and if
From
you follow
the top,
from
Russell.
the top.
Yerrbill, Yerrbill, million wall on the wall. Yerrbill Banjalang, Yerrbill Banjalang, million wall on the wall. Bijang Wajang Nanang Banam Garul Bulgalwina Jangali Jala Jala Ban Wai Wani.
So that's verse one. Should we just do it again?
Yeah. Sorry, I made a mistake.
That's
So,
all right, and it's
Oh,
okay
I
to
did
make
as well.
mistakes.
2 mistakes.
It's okay to make mistakes. We're just doing it. We're rehearsing
Yeah.
it. So let's just do this again.
Yep.
And I hope you're feeling good about this. And it's nice and quiet, this first verse, so you don't need to belt it out quite so much. Don't annoy the neighbours yet. You will be soon. Okay? See, I made a mistake too.
Yerrbill, Yerrbill, million wall on the wall. Yerrbill Banjalang, Yerrbill Banjalang, million wall on the wall. Bijang Wajang Nanang Banam Garul Bulgalwina Jangali Jala Jala
verse 1. How's that? How are we feeling? Are we all good? Are we ready to go into verse 2?
Are you breathless?
Take a big deep
Time
breath.
to breathe a little bit. Yeah.
Grab your water or your beverage of choice. You know what I mean?
I think that's the important thing is to
Yes.
remember to breathe a lot. There are moments in this first verse where we can take a big breath, and it's important to remember to fill your lungs up, because sometimes we can freeze a little bit and we can not breathe, and that makes it a little bit harder to squeeze out those especially long notes.
I know. I'm trying to hold my breath here.
Between verse 1 and verse 2, we actually have 2 bars, so 6 beats plus 2 more beats of rest. You have a bit of time to grab some water. You have 2 bars and 2 beats of rest.
That's
And a
it.
couple of breaths. There
A
you
big
go. So you can breathe in and out and
toilet
in and out
break,
again.
mow the lawn. Okay. So we're going to go into verse 2, which and this is where the fun begins, because we're splitting into 3 parts now. So all the different parts sing different melodies, and it fits together beautifully. That's the idea,
That's
isn't
it. So if you're singing the
Yes.
melody line, you will be following me. If you're singing the bass line, you'll be following Russell. And if you're singing the top line, you'll be following Ria.
Don't
Yes,
follow me too
although
closely.
I do have to point out that you're higher than me on this verse.
Oh, there you go. All right. So
It's-
melody with me, harmony with Ria, bass with Russell.
It's twisting around mellifluously.
Yes.
And just want to remind you about the pronunciation guide. And some of the Banjalang words here are the ones we already met in verse 1, but the second half of verse 2 is actually a translation of them.
It's a translation, yeah. And again, what Clarence Slocky has provided us, the pronunciation guide on our website. But this is basically a word-for-word translation of what we sung in verse 1. So shall we give it a go?
Let's give it a go. I'm going to give you 2 bars, so 1 bar before the double bar, and then we'll get into it. And what we need to do is sing through each part individually. So if it's all right with you, Megan, we'll start with the easy one.
Yep, let's
The
start with the melody.
So I'm going to start playing the piano from just the bar before the double bar, if you're looking at the printed music. So we'll have nearly 2 bars before we start singing. Here we go.
Let's sing as one in Banjalang language, Minyan Bul, Nandawal, Yerrbill. We are singing in one of our first languages. So many words for family, good health to all from you and me, all together. Eat different food, swim at the beach, love all we see.
Lovely.
There you
I feel
go.
everybody
Just
around Australia.
stretching my
Round
vocal
of
range a
applause
little
for Megan
bit.
Burslem. That was awesome. That was awesome.
That was really lovely.
Let's do harmony 1, Ria.
Okay.
Should we do that?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going from the same place. If you're doing harmony 1, once again, the bar before the double bar, so you'll have 5 beats before you start singing.
And see if you notice where it starts digressing from the melody.
Okay. That's going to be the tricky part, isn't it? If you're doing harmony
Yeah.
1. Right, here we go.
Let's sing as one in Banjalang language, Minyan Bul, Nandual, Yerrbill. We are singing in one of our first languages. So many words for family, good health to all from you and me, all together. Eat different food, swim at the beach, love all we see.
You see, that's quality
Oh,
from Ria.
beautiful,
All that
Ria.
breathing. That was really that's good.
This is how a professional vocalist does it.
Oh, God.
By contrast, it's my turn. Let's see how this goes. So this is going to be the harmony 2 part. If you've got a lower voice like I do, this is the one that you've gone for. So once again, going from nearly 2 bars before I hopefully come in. I should remember. Let's sing as one in Banjalang language, me and Bo, Nanawal, Yerrbill. We are singing in one of our first languages. So many words for our family. Good health all from you and me. All together, eat different foods, swim at the beach, love always see. I'm sure you did better than I did. So there we go. That was Harmony 2, approximately.
When we're learning for the first time, it can be really hard, can't it?
It can be
Yeah,
hard singing on your
absolutely.
own as well and hearing your own voice. So, so if you're feeling a bit like, join the club.
We're all in this boat together.
Right, now the good bit. So, you might want to be like a pop star and put your hand on your ear for this bit so you can hear yourself singing your own part.
It's a great idea.
We're going to try and put all these three together, so all three parts at the same time. And going from the same place. Good luck! Here we go, okay?
Let's sing as one in Banjalang language, Minyan Bo, Nandawal, Yerrbill, we are singing in one of our first languages. So many words for family, good health to all from you and me, all together. Eat different foods, swim at the beach, love always see.
Lovely.
Woo!
Okay, so that
We
was
did
verse
it.
2. We did it.
Give ourselves a little clap, I think.
That's it. Give yourself a round of
yes.
applause if you're at home to take a sip of that beverage of choice, because it's nearly time for verse 3.
And it's important to keep remembering to breathe. I think that's one of the things that I struggle with singing this song. It's quite slow at points, and it's sometimes difficult to know when to breathe. So you might see in your score or read in your score that you have a little comma in sections, which is an indication where you could take a breath if that suited you. So just something to keep an eye out for, to look for there.
And if you're like me and maybe you're a singer and you winced at me breathing in the wrong part there. So that's what can go wrong when you run out of breath and you're thinking too hard. Verse 3 is interesting because it's got one of my favorite lyrics of all time. Ooh. How do we, Ria?
How do you do an ooh?
Well, Ria, you're the expert singer here.
Oh, God.
Am I making a normal ooh sound?
It really depends on what your fellow choir members want to do. So, yeah, if we can agree on an, like ooh of, oohs or
Ooh or ooh or
I
ooh
think
or
Yeah.
sounds weird.
ooh.
Oh, ah.
I'm just gonna. What sound are we going with? What sound do you suggest, Ria?
how about an Italian pure ooh?
Ooh. Ooh.
Okay. There you go, Russell.
Ooh.
Should we move on from the oohs?
Let's move on from the oohs.
I think we've got our oohs and start with verse 3, shall
So
we?
verse 3, this is where we move away from Banjalang country, and you'll see we're going to be in Larrakia country. You'll know if you're in the top end that that's one of the traditional areas around Darwin, and then we're going to be in Kuku Yalangji, far north Queensland. So we're starting this journey, aren't we?
Yeah.
This whistle
Yes.
stop tour.
It's a big travel around this beautiful country of ours.
Once again, we'll do each of the parts separately, one by one, and I'll start with Harmony 2. That's the one that I've been singing, the lower part, and so it's time for you to shine, if you're like me. So I'm going to start playing from just the bar before, where it says verse 3, if you're going from the printed music. Here we go. Larrakia is Balna, it's time to pink. The Morama for Kuku Yalanji, it's Jaramale time when bandy fruit is ripe.
Woo, well done.
Nice.
Well, there we go. It's a fluke.
Lovely serenading us,
Let's move
Russell.
swiftly on from Harmony 2. Should we do Harmony 1, Ria?
Sure.
So once again, from the same place, this is going to be just the verse before the oohs come in. You ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's time to pick the morama for Gugu Yalanji. It's Jaramali time when Bande fruit is ripe.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
Quality. Right, so the melody.
All right.
Here we go. So once again, from the bar before, Megan's going to sing it along with you. Here we go.
At Christmas time across the land, it's heating up, it's summertime. The seasons that have linked us all for so long are so much more. In Larakia, it's Balamba. It's time to pick the Morama for Kukuyalanji. It's Jaramali time when Bonte fruit is ripe.
How did you go?
Yes. Should we
Excellent.
put it all together?
Let's put it all
Yes,
together. We're up to
let's
verse
do that.
3.
Let's roll.
I feel like we're putting some runs on the board here,
We
people.
are. We're getting through this one.
Take a little sip of your beverage of choice, maybe replenish it. Right, here we go from the same place.
Yep.
At Christmas time across the land, it's heating up, it's summertime. The seasons that have linked us all for so long are so much more. In the Larakia, it's Bamba. It's time to pick the Morama for Guguyalanji. It's Jaramali time when Bande fruit is ripe.
What lovely harmonies they are.
Aren't they beautiful?
Clarence Lockie and Joe Twist, who you might know from having done quite a bit of the music for Bluey, has done the harmony for it and the orchestration. So when we get to the orchestral part, that's going to be a lot of fun, isn't it?
Absolutely.
The first fourth where we're up to. How time flies.
Fourth verse is really cool because we get a bit of a groove happening in this fourth verse with the Tasmanian Symphony Orchestra. It almost has a little shaker feel.
Get your Bee Gees outfit out of the wardrobe where you know you've still got it. Are you enjoying yourselves?
Loving this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you enjoying yourself? Because that's what this is about. I mean, don't worry if you're a bit wobbly in the singing. Just go for it. It's about fun. And by now, like us, you're probably feeling great from just having done some singing.
Really lovely.
So like Megan was saying, this has got a bit of a choppy rhythmic accompaniment, this part, particularly when you hear the orchestral backing track, but it's in the piano too, so it's... Because we're doing a bit of travel, aren't we, Ria, for this bit?
Oh yeah, we're going to zip down the east coast of Australia in, 20 seconds?
Yes. It's not even possible, even when the airlines are on time, to do that. So where are we going to?
So we're going to Meanjin, which is Brisbane, and then we're going to go further south to Dharawal, which is the south of Sydney, around the Illawarra. And then we're going to Naarm. I believe that's Melbourne.
That's
Is
right.
That right?
Down to Melbourne.
Get your fancy coffees ready for that bit. And your footy jersey. So here we go. So let's go through this. Let's have a bit of fun. Can we start with the melody this time, Megan?
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll give you the bar, well, most of the bar, and before you come in, so it'll be red. Okay?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay.
Red Kamala, red and green, fruits in Meanjin, and further south in Dharawal, the Garanguj begins his call. Yam daisy in the highlands, flowers everywhere you stand. It's Garawang in Naarm, saw the kangaroo apple flowers.
Lovely. So that's the melody. Ria, how did you feel about going through Harmony 1?
This is one of my favorite verse because it's very easy
Okay, excellent. That's good
Nice.
news.
for me.
Okay, the same thing again. 1, 2, and then red. Okay?
Yep. Red Kamala, red and green,
Lovely. So that's harmony 1.
Gorgeous.
Ria, you make it sound easy. That's the thing, isn't it? Harmony
You'll go,
2.
Russell.
Here we go. I think I'm doing pretty well for a boy multitasking here, don't you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know?
It's good practice.
That's it. Good luck if you're singing along with me. Red Kamala, red and green, fruits in Meanjin, and further south in Tharawal, the Gurren Gotch begins its call. Yam daisy in the highlands, flowers everywhere you stand. It's Garawang in Nam, so the kangaroo apple flowers. How did you go? So verse 4, we're going to do it all together. And if you've kind of like drifted off and started scrolling through your phone because you were on the other parts, we're going from, just a reminder, we're going from the
Bring you back
that
here.
bar. Hello. That bar. So the beginning of the bar where verse 4 actually starts, on the printed music it
Great.
says verse 4.
Where we come in with our shakers.
Yes.
That's it. Let's get cracking. Oh, here we go.
Red Kamala, red and green, fruits in Meanjin, and further south in Darawal, the Gurren Gotch begins his call. Yam daisy in the highlands, flowers everywhere you stand. It's Garawang in Nam, so the kangaroo apple flowers.
And that's the end. No, it's not. No, it's not. We're up to verse 5. The travel continues, doesn't it?
It
with
does.
verse
It
5.
does.
Yes. We're going west to Noongar country, Wajak Noongar country, to Perth.
And the Mujar flowers. What are the Mujar flowers?
It's a beautiful big mistletoe with yellow flowers.
Mujar flowers are beautiful down the southwest of Western Australia and Noongar Mujar, particularly at Christmas time. You drive along
wow.
the street and you see at the sides of the road they just blossom. So that's where we're going. And then we're going to be in Lutroita, which is Tasmania. And then Ghana country,
Up to Adelaide.
Adelaide, which is a lovely place to be at Christmas too. In fact, it's lovely being anywhere in Australia at Christmas.
Isn't it?
So this is verse 5 we're up to. Who wants to go first?
I think you should, Russell.
Thanks
I think we should
very
start
much.
it. I
That's
think
the
we
kind
should
of person
start
you
it.
are, isn't it, Megan? So Noongar Mob across the west, the Birak breezes will refresh. The Mujar flowers bright and gold. There's still more stories to be told. Lutruita, Kalanit.
Kaloinati, yeah. That's a hard one. I struggled on that one as well. Kaloinati.
Kaloinati. Just reminded the pronunciation
Everyone
guide.
struggled with that.
Kaloinati. Prime
Prime
Mutamabali.
Waltati in
in
Ghana.
Ghana.
So Ghana with a G, even though it's spelled with a K. Ghana. Christmas bush.
Tin
Tanka. There you go. I mean,
Okay.
so we're fleshing it out. We're working it out
are.
between us.
That's it, and I hope you're following along at home. So here we go. So this is going to be harmony 2 for verse 5, and once again I'll go from the bar where we come in. I won't do all the fancy piano accompaniment, so don't tut at me if you're a pianist. Okay, so here we go. For the Noongar mob across the west, the Birak breezes will refresh. The Mujar flowers bright and gold. There's still more stories to be told. Lutruita, Kalanati, Prime P, Mutamalapi, Watati in Ghana. Christmas Tirtonka. Right, we got there. Let's move on from that to the harmony 1, Ria.
Okay.
So unlike the other 2 parts, this is a bit tricky. Harmony 1 doesn't come in that bar; it comes in at the beginning of the next bar.
Yes,
so there
and
isn't a
it's
pick
my
up here, is there?
favorite verse, this one, because I finally get to sing in my head voice.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, nice.
So previously
up.
you've been in your chest voice. So we're
Yes.
going up to Ria's top range here. Wonderful. I'm looking forward to hearing it. No pressure. Okay. Here we go.
For the Noongar mob across the west, the Birak breezes will refresh. The Moja flowers bright and gold, there's still more stories to be told. Lutruito kaloinati, prime bimutamapali, waltatin Ghana, Christmas bush tanga.
God, you are classing me. You really
I don't
are,
want
Ria.
to. I don't want to follow that.
I'm glad. That's why I went first. Okay.
Such a beautiful verse, Ria. That was
That was
sensational.
lovely. And so this verse 5, once again, that bar where you're going to pick up if you're singing the melody along with me again.
All right. For the Noongar mob across the west, the Birak breezes will refresh. The Muja flowers bright and gold, there's still more stories to be told. Lutruita kaloinati, prime pimutamapoli, waltati in Ghana, Christmas bush tintanka.
Lovely. Lovely. So how do we all feel? We're all good to go. We're going to try verse 5 in...
All
and this is the
together.
penultimate
Together.
verse.
It is.
The
Yep.
penultimate
Yes.
verse.
We've then got a bit of a, a little coda at the end and a modulation maybe.
It should be
so
a speaking verse like Elvis.
yes.
But it's not. It's a beautiful orchestral backing. We'll talk about that in a second. But let's do
Right.
through verse 5 in 3-part harmony. For the Noongar mob across the west, the Birak breezes will refresh. The Muja flowers bright and gold, there's still more stories to be told. Lutruita kaloinati, prime pimutamapali, waltati in Ghana, Christmas bush tintanka. Okay.
How nice is it with the 3 different moving
I
parts?
know. It's
Yeah.
like a beautiful thing. It's beautiful melody. So look, as I mentioned before, this is where we get up to the instrumental part. Look, in the video, we're going to hear the orchestra in the background. But think of something to do, because we need to have something to show on the video at this point, instead of just sitting, not singing. So
No
it's just-
staring at the screen.
It was-
Lots of
No.
props for this section, I think. It might be nice, Russell, to get out in the garden or to show maybe your indoor plants or the land around you where you're at. It might be pets that you feature, whatever you like to do. If it's a hobby that you've got, maybe you like to showcase that hobby or something, in the break.
And if you've got your Christmas decorations to hand, I don't think it's bad luck to grab a couple of them out the shed, out the cupboard, out the basement, and maybe
The storage case under my bed.
that's exactly right.
We love a good prop.
Dust them off, and maybe that can be in this part of the video too. So it's just I won't play it through in the piano, but it's about about 20 seconds. So think of something cool and funky to do just to help us out here. And there's a key change.
There's a key change, the best part, I think.
Yeah.
It's not a great
So
song,
we're
a
going
great
from-
anthem without a big
It's
modulation,
the
is
classic,
it, Ria?
it's the
Yeah,
classic
so
choir
we're going
tradition.
from what is it, D major to E flat major,
So we're
which is
just-
about a semitone. Aha.
Hey, okay.
That sounded pretty groovy.
Does.
A one for the money. Okay.
So if you're stretched on the original parts, you're going to be stretching just a half a note more. So we'll get there.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 4 bars before I come in to go through that key change. The piano part that Clarence and Joe have done helps us arrive at the new key really nicely. So we should be fine, but it's worth just going through it to make sure we're all good, okay?
We're returning to Bunjalung language. So the same words that we learned in verse 1, we're singing again in this coda section.
Okay. So that's it. I'll just go through that again again, and then we'll sing it. And then we're kind of at the end here. I'm sad
Oh,
that we're near the end.
it's okay. We can sing it all together in many different formations. You can sing it as many times as you want.
And once we've done this rehearsal bit, we're going to sing it all through anyway with the Tasmanian Symphony Orchestra at Nipaluna. So we're all good. Don't worry yet. Don't put that beverage away yet. Okay, so here we go. That from the same place. So just 2 bars before that double bar. That felt good, didn't it? That felt absolutely terrific.
Good job at the piano, Russell.
Just a reminder, Luke, if you're still a bit confused, there's still those vocal parts on the website, isn't there?
There are, yeah.
So individual vocal parts for you to go through.
Featuring our very own Ria.
Is that you?
Yes, and also my colleague from Sydney Chamber Choir, Alison Keane and Richard Sanchez.
So there you go, some real singing.
So you can listen to 3 real vocalists.
So I mean, obviously you can watch this rehearsal again, but you can go and listen to those parts and sing along with them. And there's the orchestral backing there as well on the ABC Classic website. Right, so I think it's time to maybe sing it all the way through. I've already got my Christmas jumper on. You might have noticed already. Let's Christmas this up, people. Have you got your Christmas hats?
Got a Christmas
Yes,
hat?
we have.
And however you celebrate this time of year, you might not celebrate Christmas, or you might spend this time of year doing something really special to you. It's about coming together, and I think that's what's really beautiful about this song, isn't it?
It is. And we're putting our headphones on because we're listening to the backing tracks from the Tasmanian Symphony Orchestra. So when you do your video, that's something that you'll need to do too. You'll need to listen somehow to the backing track, maybe from your computer or from a device, and then have another way on another device of filming yourself. Get a friend to help. If I didn't explain it very well,
handy.
that's it. So let's do it, shall we? We've had a run through. We've done our practicing. We've done warm ups. Let's sing along to the Tasmanian Symphony Orchestra.
Together, eat different food, swim at the beach, love all we see. At Christmas time.
Just like One Direction.
We're it.
We're it. If you're watching.
Only we are three.
All right. How was that for you two?
I don't know. How'd you go, Ria?
That feels excellent. It feels so cathartic just singing that all the way through.
It was really good. You were awesome, by the way, Ria. So were you, Megan.
Aw,
Sorry, I didn't mean
it's
to leave
lovely
you
to
out.
sing with you
And
too.
so were you. You were awesome too. And hope you feel good as well after having done that bit of singing. So it's over to you now. That's your classic choir anthem for this year. Oh Christmas Tree, Yerrbill with Clarence. Time to submit your video for the classic choir this year. Find out all the details at abc.net.au/classic and a how-to guide as well. And you'll hear yourself on ABC Classic in December, and you can watch yourself on the Christmas special of Gardening Australia, which is into December too. Thanks for watching, thanks for singing, and we're looking forward to singing with you more.